Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a great day. So today's topic is kind of exciting for me. I'll to be honest, like some of my guys on my team, they don't enjoy compliance and stuff like that. It's very dry, it's very boring, but I personally enjoy this. And so the reason I join compliance and cybersecurity stuff in general is there are pieces out there called cybersecurity frameworks. And what essentially a framework is it's a list of controls or questions or items that you should be reviewing within your organization and in your environment to make sure that you're instilling best practices and to make sure that they're there. So one of my favorite ones is CIS controls. CIS was developed by the Center for Internet Security. Um, it's a framework that can be used across board. I don't care if you're an accounting firm or architectural firm, manufacturing, IT company, whatever it may be. It gives you the proper controls and the questions you should be asking to say, am I really secure? These controls are openly available. So if you go to the CIS website, you fill out the form, you bring them down. I actually just pulled down the newest version, which I think is 8.1, and I am going to share out my screen. So for those who on Spotify, apologize you can't see this, but hop on our YouTube channel and you can see it all. So what I'm going to share out is basically this is what the controls look like. Essentially, you download the file, it's an Excel file, and it takes you through the whole thing. Talks about license, important resources you can access, which is great. The versioning, because there's different versions of the file itself. But I'm going to jump into the controls. So what these controls essentially are is it's broken up into classes or categories. And then, so that's what this is here. So control number one has to do with devices. So physical servers or computers or something that's a device. Okay. And then it's broken up by the type of, is it just identifying something? Is it a response? Is it just a detection? Or what is the action that needs to be taken? Here is the title of the specific control, and then it goes into really far description. So the reason I'm showing you guys this is we use this with our clients when we're doing security audits, whether or not it's in a compliance situation or not. So all frameworks and all security controls are really important. But we've got clients, and I encourage everyone to do this. Download it and make sure that your internet provider, I'm sorry, your managed services provider or IT vendor has these things in place. So you should download the file and maybe walk through them. So this is kind of cool. Like there's different levels that you need to be at if you want to look for certification, something like that. So IG1 is basically, it's your basic level. IG2 it's a little bit more secure. And the third level is like you are going all in. That's where you typically have a high-end compliance. Okay. Sorry for jumping around, but I don't want to take everyone's time on this one. There's a lot of good stuff in here, but I'm going to just review like the overall asset classes or the hierarchy. So this has to do with software. So what kind of software are you controlling? Is there control management? Can are users allowed to just install any old piece of software? Are you using older pieces of software out there that is not getting security updates? Because that's a concern. Data and data management. How are you guys handling your data? Are you encrypting your data? Are you enforcing and maintaining inventory of the data? What kind of process is in place if you want to assign access to different groups and stuff? So kind of cool. Really talks about data security. This next piece is, really the enterprise software and the assets. So there's a documentation. There's more how do you handle your users? There's data pieces to that. Additional more this is account management. How are you handling your accounts? Do you have password restrictions in place? Do you have is MFA in place in all of your systems? All those kind of questions. This is kind of cool. This piece here is the access control piece to it, and this essentially is what are you doing from a process perspective and tools to make sure that the proper people have the correct access, and if they do, how are we able to identify them and make sure that they really are who they say they are? Okay. This is a huge one. 7, continuous vulnerability management. The base that we recommend with all of our clients, and we do this part of our managed services, we don't charge extra like some of the other guys out there, is how are you doing continuous vulnerability management? And the basics is patch management. So your Windows machines, you're getting the critical security updates from Microsoft, but it's not just the operating system. Is your Office application getting it? Is your Adobe? Is your browsers? Is your Chrome? And that's the kind of piece that some people just kind of overlook and just assume updates are happening. How are you assuring that the updates are happening? This is a little bit more intense. Audit logs. Most of our clients were keeping audit logs on critical systems up to a year. On basic computers and stuff like that, typically it's a month or 2 or 3 months. This one goes into email and web browser protection. Kind of cool. You've got your malware defenses. So you're not just talking about your antivirus, but malware protection, EDR, something like that. You got data recovery. So what kind of backups do you have in place? Are they on premise? Are they both cloud? Is it only cloud? More importantly, is it air gapped? That's an important piece for data recovery. What air gap means from a backup perspective is, let's assume that you have a backup solution in-house and there's ransomware that hits your entire system. Computers, servers, everything is wiped. Is the backup solution air gapped to which that ransomware or that attack can't infiltrate the backups? Because if your core systems are infiltrated and you lose your data and you also lose your backups, you have a serious problem. Okay. You've got network infrastructure management. Again, this is a very high-end one, but it basically talks about how secure your network is, from VLANs to how various pieces are working on your network. Kind of an overkill. More network monitoring. You've got your security awareness training. Again, I keep preaching this, but what are you guys doing for security awareness training? Are you pushing out fake phishing attempts to your users? Are you collecting the data? Are you having conversations with the people? Do you have ongoing testing for all of the team? That kind of stuff. So I can keep going, but I think you guys get the gist of it. So if you are looking for something that will ensure that your organization is properly protected and are you truly secure, I encourage you to take a look at the frameworks that are out there. Again, CIS is one that you can use across the board for any industry. I love it. We use it for our clients. It makes sense. So there's a free resources out there, and I encourage everyone to take advantage of that. So hope you guys all enjoy this. If you have any questions or need any kind of help with your compliance, ensuring that you're secure, please reach out to us. And if you enjoy this, like, subscribe, and share out. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.